There are financial advisors and there are financial coaches. And when it comes to our retirement, Abe, we need a little bit of both because it's an entirely different approach to our money. And that's why you are here. Thankfully, so glad for it. This is Abe Abich, founder of Abich Financial Services, financial advisor, retirement planner. I'm Heather Branch, here to ask Abe about things that we need to know more about. And sometimes I'm here to ask you questions, Abe, but sometimes we have to look to you. It's like, what are the questions we should be asking?
Sure.
For so many people, they don't even know what they should be asking, what they should be expecting, what they should be saying.
It's true.
And that's actually what I wanted to address in this podcast, because if I mean, everybody's heard of a financial advisor. Have you heard about a financial coach? Maybe or maybe not. Licensed financial advisors, they concentrate on more traditional topics. Think retirement saving, think investments. Financial coaches focus on things like paying down your debt, determining future goals, and financial education, but they cannot give investment advice. They are not licensed to do so. Now, this article that was on Morningstar.com was talking about how financial advisors should evolve to include services that a coach might bring to the table, which is exactly what I feel that you and your team at Abich Financial Services do, because it's almost like you have to. For retirement, we have to change everything that we knew or thought or did when it comes to our money. It requires, yes, financial advice, but also coaching in this process. So for somebody who is looking for a retirement financial coach, then what would you say are 5 things that they should expect to get from that person, that relationship?
Yep. So 5 areas of conversation, 5 areas of planning that I think most people bring up and that they want advice on and kind of coaching around. Number 1, income and cash flow.
Okay.
If I'm going to retire, Abe, do I have enough money saved? Can the money I've saved generate the income I need to replace my working paycheck? Will the income last me the rest of my life? Will my assets last me the rest of my life? So the first question is income. Will my income exceed my expenses? For how long? Is it inflation adjusted? Am I going to be okay? Can I pay my bills? Income and cash flow is top.
Yep.
Number 2, investments. They want to know that their investments that they've chosen are best for them. If not, what are the new recommendations? What is the preferred recommended investment allocation as I transition into retirement? If I'm already in retirement, what should it be compared to what I'm in now? Number 3, taxes. I've saved 2, 3, 4, 5 million, whatever it is. It's usually a good amount for people that we meet with. It's usually a good amount of money for people in the DC metro area. But now, Abe, that I'm getting closer to retirement or in retirement, I'm realizing that I don't have a lot of Roth IRA money. I don't have a lot of after-tax money. Most of it's in the TSP or the 401k or IRAs. It's pre-taxed. I'm wishing that I would have done something about this sooner. However, I'm also hearing about things like Roth conversions and tax loss harvesting. And what are the ways, Abe, that we can lower and mitigate taxes on our wealth as much as possible, so we pay our fair share, but don't pay more than we need to? Number 4, healthcare. Parents, grandparents living longer and longer. A lot of clients that we have coming in have family members living until I just had a couple come in the other day, and the husband's mother is like 92 or 93 here in the Northern Virginia area, and she's sharp as a whip, living on her own. And although they're expecting an inheritance down the road, it's like she's 92 and they don't see an end in sight. Like she's doing that well at 92. This is a new norm. This is a new norm for people living long. So if you're healthy or you're not healthy, healthcare is top of mind. If you're super healthy, you're going to live long. And at some point, you're probably going to need care. If you're not healthy and you have some health conditions, obviously healthcare is top of mind right now. You're going to want to know how to handle that, how your resources can help you against protect against a long-term care event or a healthcare event down the road. Finally is usually the estate plan. And it's usually last because people want to get all their ducks in a row first, want to make sure they can retire. If they can retire, what's the preferred investment selection? How do I handle taxes? How do I handle healthcare? And then how do I handle who's going to get my money? Who do I want to get my money? How do I want it to pass on? Who do I want to be the people? Who do I want to have be the most important people in my life to take care of the estate, to be the power of attorney, to be making those important decisions? If I can't make a decision for myself, who are the people that I want to pass on these resources to, and that's the estate plan. And that's usually done last. And that makes sense because if you're making changes to the accounts and you're changing custodians and account numbers and account types and investments, you kind of want to get the estate plan done after the fact, after all those changes have been made.
Okay.
But so those are the top 5 things. And just a little bit more from this article, when Morningstar, the article was written by Morningstar, and on Morningstar.com, when they looked at what investors value in a financial advisor, strictly investment topics did not steal the show. Instead, many investors sought out services that sounded more like a combination of roles.
Yeah.
So obviously investment advice and advice on insurance, the right types of insurance and kinds of insurance and tax planning and all these things is really important. But they're also going to want coaching around how much, my portfolio can generate this. What if I took out this amount? I'm considering buying a second home or a boat. All kinds of things that come up. I'm considering, giving to my children while I'm alive or grandchildren. Want to see them spend and enjoy the money while I'm alive versus just pass it all on when I pass.
Yeah.
I want to tithe and donate. How do I do that? I want to gift. I'm charitably inclined. How do we do that while we're alive? We want to take some trips and travel. So, working with a financial advisor, of course, you need to get that investment advice and advice around the important topics, but you also need to be coached up, I think, as well, on the rules to kind of follow and the parameters that you should kind of stay in if you want your retirement plan to have the highest levels of success. Morningstar, more from the Morningstar article. Investors did not only want someone to help them develop a plan to reach their financial goals, but they also wanted someone to help define their goals, stick to those goals, and provide reassurance and encouragement.
Yeah.
They wanted reassurance and encouragement along the way. So I can't tell you how many times clients will come in, phone, video, right at the conference room table, and at the end of the meeting, Abe, I feel so much better. I feel so much better, right?
Yeah.
Because look, if you're talking about your retirement plan and all these decisions 3 to 4 times a year, which is usually what we do with our clients, every time you do that, the more confidence you're going to get, the more clarity you're going to get, right? And that's what you deserve, and that's what you need in retirement. Finally, in the Morningstar article, for investors, it wasn't just enough to provide investment advice. It also isn't enough just to provide reassurance and encourage adherence to a financial goal. Instead, investors wanted it all: a financial advisor, a planner, and a coach. So another way,
the American way, we want it all.
Another way, just thinking about it here as we're talking about this, Heather, that we help clients oftentimes is we'll connect them with other professionals who can help them where we can't.
Yeah.
Getting tax returns done, putting an estate plan together. Maybe it's a travel agent, like hooking them up, connecting with someone who focuses and specializes in travel, specializes in Medicare and healthcare. All kinds of things. So we try to be that go-to resource, that one-stop shop for as much as we can, where we are comfortable to give out that advice. And then when it's not in our kind of field or in our parameters, then we'll refer that out. But we try to be that resource for our clients because our clients need it. Yeah.
So many people need it. So many people don't know where to begin to get this kind of coaching, this kind of advice. So as you're listening to this podcast or watching this video on YouTube, if you're wondering if Abich Financial can help you, a great way to learn more about Abe's thoughts and his approach and the approach of the Abich Financial Services team is by reading his book. He took some time to write it all down in a quick read book. It's just a little over 100 pages. The Retirement Mountain, the 7 steps to a long-lasting retirement. Abe, you took the time to, again, it's puts your perspective on what you think people need to know about what they need to be considering and focusing on as they get ready to come down this financial mountain in their retirement years. Speak more to your goals for this book for readers.
The goal of this book is for people to realize that there are really 2 main phases when it comes to a retirement plan. There's that first phase that most people are in before they come to us at we call it phase one, that accumulation phase, just growing up, getting up their own retirement mountain, getting to that peak where they feel comfortable planting their flag and descending down the retirement mountain, transitioning into retirement. So in our industry, it's our understanding that over 90% of that advice is given in this first phase.
Yeah.
Yet 10 to 11,000 baby boomers are retiring every day for the next 7 to 10 years in a row. And yet less than 10% of our industry gives advice and guidance in that phase two.
Right.
This is where so many people need the help. And so the intention and the goal for the book was to give people a guide to discover, to be aware of all the things they need to look at, consider putting together to help them transition into retirement. Like, we know how to save it, invest it, accumulate it. Most people we meet with generally have somewhere between $1 million to $5 million, sometimes less, sometimes more. So the amounts are usually enough. Oftentimes you get to $2 or $3 million. It's plenty of money to live a comfortable retirement. That's not the problem. Even with market volatility, markets being down, doesn't matter. That amount is enough. All the questions, all the challenges, all the risks are in all the other pieces of the plan that can affect this wealth that we've just worked our entire lives to build and accumulate. That is a difference. And that's why I wrote this book, to give people a guide to be aware of all the things they need to consider as they descend down their own retirement mountain. In addition, what I would add, Heather, is a really important piece of retiring. And a lot of people will not retire until they have this figured out.
Yeah.
They might have the money piece figured out. They know they have enough money saved. They'll know how to put it together, but they won't retire until they know what they're going to do and what's going to occupy their time.
I get it.
So the lifestyle plan is just as important as the retirement plan.
Sure.
And so we have a retirement kit, and there's a lot of that is discussed here in the book, but we also have a retirement kit.
Okay.
Which asks a lot of questions about how you want to spend your time. What's going to give you purpose? What's going to fulfill you? How are you going to spend the time? Is it going to be with grandkids? What are you going to be your hobbies? What are your interests? How are you going to fill the time? What are you going to do to continue to live a life on purpose?
Yeah.
And that's really important. So we have a retirement kit. So if you're watching this podcast and you say, I'd love that kit, and you're not a client of ours, and you want those questions to kind of help you put things together, just reach out and we can get you a kit, either electronically or we can mail it to you.
TheRetirementKey.com is where you can go and fill out your information there. Just type in your name and your email address, and then you can tell us in the fill-in box there that you want this retirement kit, and we will get that to you. Also, more ways for you to find out how to get your own copy of Abe's book. We do give a complimentary copy to anybody who comes into the office for their first appointment. You can also buy it off Amazon. We've got a chapter that you can download for free on the website. Again, it's TheRetirementKey.com. Click on media and choose the book option, and that's where you can learn more about Abe's book there. We also have links to all these things posted in the show notes. If it's more convenient, you can just click on those links, all in effort to help you find the support that so many of us need in this second phase of our financial life. Retirement is a totally new ballgame when it comes to our money. But at Abich Financial, they are here to help coach you through the process. Abe and his team doing it every day in the office and are here to do it with you as well. So again, find us at TheRetirementKey.com or just click on the links we've got posted in the show notes.